is a pedestal mounted rolling mill any better than a bench mounted rolling mill? My name is Andrew Berry and welcome to At the Bench's YouTube channel. Well, you may have noticed we've got different surroundings. We've been sort of decorating, we've done a lovely wall, and because we've moved everything around in this workshop, I've been able to get myself a really nice heavy duty bench, as you can see, because we can have everything that we need on the bench. Now, downstairs in our other workshop, our retail workshop, we have a rolling mill and it is fastened to a worktop. And in our other studio up here, where we often take the cameras, you would have seen a rolling mill mounted to a worktop as well. Now, we've had a request for a very quick film regarding, is it better to put it up onto a pedestal or the rolling mill, or is it better to put the rolling mill onto a nice worktop? Depends on your setup, depends upon your scenario. Perhaps you don't happen to have enough space for a bench. This is a gorgeous, it's like a 6-foot bench, and we've got the polishing motor, ultrasonic, we've got a vise, and we're lucky enough to have a rolling mill on here as well. Really heavy duty. If you do have a bench like this, it is best to bolt it to the wall, admittedly. This is an industrial bench. I haven't got that bolted to the wall because it is damn heavy, I can assure you of that. And it's also got some heavy pieces of equipment on the top as well. So it's going to be nice and sturdy. I am now going to bolt this rolling mill to the surface of this bench because it is convenient for me. Now, if I didn't have this particular space or this particular wall space, well, something like this, like a pedestal or a drawer unit or cupboard unit, is absolutely ideal. We've got a little small mini 100 rolling mill here, nice little basic sort of starter rolling mill, and we've got a nice base for it. The advantage with this base is it has drawers and it has a cupboard, and we can utilize the space. Now, I find that if you're going to have a simple pedestal, thank you, for the rolling mill to go on, you're losing a bit of space. You've got the pedestal coming up, you've got the rolling mill on top, and because it's taking up valuable floor space, something needs to be done with it. Now, I know the pedestals are fairly cheap, but if you can, spend a little bit more money and buy something with a cabinet, because as I just said, you have got all this space that you can utilize. If you had it on a pedestal, you wouldn't have any of this space. So in here you can put your drawer plates, you can put your polishing mops, you can put stock, you can put anything, texture plates, you can put, obviously you know what to put in cupboards. So something like that would be absolutely ideal in this situation. And this type of pedestal here has holes upon the top that will enable any type of rolling mill to be fastened onto it. This is a Durston cupboard, and obviously these are Durston rolling mills that we're showing you here today. So the holes in the top here, there's a variety of holes, and will match up with your rolling mill. This is a very small one. I know it looks a bit overkill, a very small mill upon quite a big heavy base like this, but I tell you what, it would make the world of difference if you didn't have anything like this and you're just trying to balance it upon a shelf or something like that. It just really isn't going to work. Now, the only problem that I've got if you do have a pedestal or a cupboard like this is the fact it needs to be bolted down. It's got the 4 holes in the bottom, so it's quite a permanent fixture. You have to drill into your floor or screw into the floor to fasten this down. Now, you may be saying, I don't need to fasten it down. It's heavy enough and I can use the rolling mill without bolting it down. But believe you me, you need to put some stress and some effort through the rolling mill if you're going to be doing some rolling down, you're going to be doing some texturing with some texture plates and so forth. So yes, it does need to be bolted down. But again, you may be saying, but I've got a huge rolling mill, like a D1, D3 or double rolling mill. I don't need to have it bolted down. Believe you me, you really do need to have it bolted down for safety, because this little mill is fairly heavy. The base is pretty heavy, but can you imagine that falling over, you go into it, you knock it and so forth, it's going to make a dent in the floor and you're going to be in hospital if it lands on your foot. So the disadvantage with the pedestal in the cupboard, it has to be bolted down to the floor. So you have to position this wisely within your workshop. Don't have it too close to the wall because you've got the handle has some space, so you can't put it against the wall. You have to have it, what's that, 18 inches, 450 millimeters away from the wall. Also, if you want to come around onto this side here, you're going to have some space on this side as well. So this is the reason why over here on this mill, I've got the bench about nearly 2 foot, nearly 60 centimeters away from the wall to allow me to come in here with the handle to turn. It's far enough away from the wall, which means then that I can turn the handle with ease. Now, what I am going to do with this one is screw it through the worktop to fasten it down to the top. This is a combination mill. This is an Agile C130, brilliant mill, flipping heavy, but it does need to be bolted down. So I'm going to take this out of the way. I'm going to bolt this down and you'll be able to see then the finished setup when that's been all fixed into position. So there we go. Nice and safe on the bench. And now it's completely lovely and solid. It's not going to move. We're going to have some fantastic fun with that mill in this workshop. Now, as I said, pedestals are great. Pedestals are better than nothing, but go for something with a cupboard. Think about where you want to put your rolling mill. Don't put it at the other end of the studio where you've got to walk miles if it's big. But just be careful because it's basically a permanent position. You've got to screw through the pedestal into the floor. So make sure you work out, perhaps for the first couple of goes, you sort of put your bench by here and you're working away the bench. Now, where would the best place for my rolling mill be? Let me see. Oh, maybe it's move the pedestal over here. Put the pedestal by there. Is that the best place? It's in the way of the cupboard. I can't quite get there, or it's too near the sink. So don't bolt it down straight away. Just sort of work with it for a little while to decide the absolute best position for that pedestal to be in. But as I said, if you want to get a pedestal, get it, but spend a bit more money, get something with a cupboard. It's going to be much better in the long run. But for me, on a bench, far more convenient because I do have this, this nice little bit more space than what I used to. So there we go. Pedestal or bench, it's entirely up to you. Depends entirely upon your setup in your particular workshop, in your particular studio. So there we go. Don't forget, please, ding, subscribe if you haven't done so already and smash the little bell icon just by here if you want to be notified when films go live on our YouTube channel. Don't forget, give this film a thumbs up if you like it, and don't forget, please share it with your friend. I'd absolutely love YouTube. In the meantime, my name's Andrew Berry for At The Bench's YouTube channel. Take care. I will see you next time. Bye bye.